One at a time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Steven Schuyler. Thank you.
I'm Erica Fong.
Thank you.
I'm Hector David Jr.
Thank you.
Alex Hartman.
Thank you.
Brittany Ann Hurdle.
Thank you.
Najee Ditej.
Thank you.
You got it.
Take the show up.
Hey guys, the show has been around since this is the 80th season, right?
Yeah.
But it is somehow like a new start, a season.
Yes.
How's this for you? Being out in Nickelodeon this time.
Well, I mean, it's such an honor for us to be on the cast that's really it's the revamp of Power Rangers. It's bringing it back to what it was in its original season. So for us, that's the one that we grew up with. So to be a part of that again, for real this time, it's undescribable. It's the best feeling ever.
And it's on a great network.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's on the longest running children's network, you know, on the best children's network out there right now. You know what
All
I'm
my
saying?
favorite shows were on Nickelodeon.
The fact
to
that-
be working for Nickelodeon is like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Saban, you got Saban back on board as well, coming back into the 18th season after being away for so long, taking his baby back, you know, and it's really cool to be a part of that as well, you know.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, I watched Power Rangers when I was young too. What's the process you guys went through to become one? Like, you know, what did you have to do for that? I'm curious.
Well, we went through definitely a really big, wide audition process. They auditioned everywhere, and they narrowed it down, and we didn't meet each other till we got to the airport, getting ready to go to New Zealand a week after the final call of the audition.
Oh wow.
And when we got out there, we went into samurai training. We learned the logistics and everything.
That day.
Yeah, right when we got there, it's right into samurai training for about 3.5 weeks. And like we said in the other interviews, we all kind of brought our own thing to the table and kind of came together as samurai.
Cool.
Now it seems a lot of this, like you said, it was going back to the basics of the original Power Rangers Mighty Morphin.
Yes.
Now, basically, in Mighty Morphin Season 2, they really upped the stakes. Are we going to, after, you know, we see the team develop and stuff, especially with the Origin special coming out,
Yeah.
are we going to get to see, you know, the stakes considerably upped in this new season?
Oh,
yeah.
There's so much
Absolutely,
new stuff
yeah.
going on, you guys, because we all developed so much as characters. You know, like you said, you get to see all of our characters individually, and on second season, it's like we all, you know, mingle together, and everything just gets really intense.
Yes.
We've
Yeah.
grown
so much as a group from the very beginning to second season, so it's, I feel that second season is completely different than first, so it's
They amp everything
something.
And I kind of said this in the last interview as well, that a lot of people think they know what's going to happen, and they kind of got the storyline down and stuff like that because our show is based off a Japanese show. But like I said, they have what Saban has done and the writers have kind of twisted the story. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
There's a lot of
The
surprises.
stakes are,
Yeah, a lot of surprises.
Completely.
You guys are going to be so stoked.
Completely.
True fans will be definitely stoked that Power Rangers is back in a whole new way.
Awesome.
Now, just to continue off that question, you mentioned the Japanese series. Have
Yes.
any of you guys actually watched the original Japanese
We've
series?
all been giving every single episode of the Japanese footage.
It's
And
kind of was our choice though to watch it,
Yeah.
and personally I chose not to, just because
I
I
watched
want to
it,
make
yeah.
it my own, and
Mhm.
I wanted to learn the story as we were getting the scripts for it. So I watched the first maybe 2 episodes of the Japanese show, but after that it was really my own
Just to
thing.
kind of get a characteristic, you know, get our characters developed and everything, just to get a base. We watched it, and then after that, it was like exciting for us to get our own written script and be able to see what they had for us, you know, rather than having this preconceived storyline, you know?
Yeah, there's no connection. You know, we turned into what we thought, you know, Power Rangers should be, you know, each individual character, and we love it.
Yeah, we're fans just like everybody else. You know, we grew up watching Mighty Morphin and the other seasons to come. And that's how we kind of took it in when we first got here. We took it in all as fans. We watched the originals together. We watched the original Mighty
We
Morphin
did.
Power Ranger movie
Yeah.
during acting class just for ourselves.
Yeah.
Just to
during
kind of get
lunch
excited, you know.
breaks.
Power Rangers, it's an exciting, fun thing. It's exciting for the kids. The kids love it. The kids see all the explosions, and they learn about teamwork, and they learn how friendship building, and they learn it's okay to disagree, but still fight together at the end, you know. And we all display so many different characteristics of each other and our character. So every kid is relatable to us.
Could you tell us how it is technically for you the process of matching the Japanese footage with your inserts and all that? How does that work with the camera?
Well, I mean, the directors, to make a long story short, they kind of observe what's going on in the Japanese footage, and then they look for locations kind of similar or whatever, something that we can go off of. But again, we have our own storyline. We have everything's written for us. We have nothing, really no attachment besides some of the ideas from the Japanese footage.
A rough outline, you know,
Yeah.
for us, and then everything.
Like a blueprint, somewhere to start from, but yeah, we juiced it up with all kinds of meat. We put a lot of meat into that.
Can you talk about each of you, what are some of your toughest scenes to film, or what are really hard?
Start off, Phil. No, you start off.
Toughest scenes, wow.
Um,
Someone else go first.
Yeah.
I'd say my toughest scenes are definitely to come in the second season. And you guys will know why when you do see these scenes. And I can't say anything,
It's all
but
that juice that you were talking about, you know, there's so much going to happen in
Yeah.
this, and it's so much more dramatic for us, so we've been pulled into it's completely different from the first season. So I think all of us, we have most of our toughest scenes, and it's so exciting and exhilarating for us to be on set in that environment, you know.
Yeah.
I had a pretty tough scene when I forgot the number of the episode, but
it's when I swim.
When you had to wear a speedo.
No, when I found the swordfish sword, it was actually very cold at that beach, and then there was another scene that they did later on that day is when I was like really hot, and the sand kept getting in my eyes. It was pretty
You
bad.
got sunburned and sick
Yeah.
from all of it.
Yeah.
You went through a lot.
But we got through it, and I'm happy with the footage.
Great,
Yeah. It was just funny. That's my worst.
There's actually a pretty fun, intense scene that me, Erica, and Alex and Najee share. It's an episode that just kind of recently aired. It was the one where Mike kind of goes looking for Emily's soul and going, wanting to turn into a Nighthawk and going to Underworld. And that day was just horrendous, man. I remember breaking about 3 or 4 swords, just jamming at the pillar, just let her go. And there's this funny scene that we watch, fan made a video. Now she comes up to me and I'm like going at the wall, and he just pulling me off the wall. I'm like, man, all right.
This isn't gonna help anything.
Yeah.
You're hitting the wall.
But yeah, no, we've turned a lot of those hard scenes that we've had in certain days into some fun ones where we keep, the memories from.
Yeah. For me, it's a lot of the physical aspect of things. I'm a very physical actor, even outside of in costume and in regular civilian clothes. My role is very demanding, and just on a day-to-day basis, waking up early and making sure that you ate enough and drink enough water, and it's just physically, it's tough.
We do. We shoot really long days,
Yeah.
so it's, you go through the end of the day, by the end you're like, okay, just bring that energy back, and it can be rough,
Yeah.
but it's definitely worth it.
When you guys, this is like a random question, but when you guys auditioned, did you guys audition for the part of the ranger, of the color ranger you are, or did they pick that after you auditioned?
I
Yeah.
did, and then actually very last minute, right before they were releasing us, they had me read for Yellow right away. And that was when I first met Brittany, and she started freaking out. She's like, wait, what are you doing? And everybody had already left, and I was like, they just had me read for Yellow last night. She's like, what? Like stressing out.
We had like this whole audition thing, and then they had paired us up in different things,
Yeah.
and then everyone was leaving,
And they just kept me there, and she just was freaking out and stressing.
I just kind of felt like, I felt really good about the audition, and then they pulled her and I'm like,
And we laugh about it now, we talk about it, we're like, yeah, it was so funny, because at first we're like, hi, at the very end, she's like, why are you here?
we didn't kind of talk through the audition stuff. I got a little sister and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually read for Decker and then Green Ranger and then got pushed to Gold.
Oh.
So yeah, I went through a couple characters before I got Gold. Yeah.
Me and Steven kind of met through the audition process a little bit. I auditioned for Green first maybe 3 or 4 times, and then they had me read for Gold. and I didn't know my lines really because I'd been reading for green the whole time, and they switched it up on me last minute, so I went in, didn't know my lines, and Jonathan T, the executive producer, was like, dude, what are you doing? You know, I was like, I'm sorry, man, I've been reading for green, and they got me on gold. Fuck, man, I'm trying to do the best audition, I want to be a Power Ranger. And he's like, okay, you know, read for green, and he didn't give me any sides or anything, I just had to memorize. And I ended up rocking it, and he's like, yeah, well, you think you could pull that off if we were to give you the job? Hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, of course. So, yeah, that's kind of my little story of meeting Steven. Yeah, he was there throughout that whole thing. I was like, dang, David, you're golden. I didn't know my lines.